So this is the village of Evelyn. This may be one of the most beautiful spots in the south of England.
Welcome, sir, to the White Horse Inn. I am Mrs. Willis, the good widow who owns it.
Good Mrs. Willis, pray tell me, is there any house to be let in this parish? Oh, what a situation am I in? It is impossible to repeat my question when it makes her uneasy. But I cannot bear this uncertainty.
Is there anything, sir, in my power to do that may relieve your griefs? Tell me in what manner I can soothe them. For indeed, sir, you shall not find me wanting, for I have a sympathetic soul.
Oh, amiable woman, this greatness of mine in one to whom I am almost a stranger serves but to make me the more warmly wish for a house in this sweet village. What would I not give to be your neighbor, to be blessed with your acquaintance, with the farther knowledge of your virtues. With what pleasure would I form myself by such an example? Oh. Tell me then, best of women, if there is no possibility. You know my meaning, I cannot speak.
Alas, sir, there is none. Every house in the village, from the sweetness of the situation and the purity of the air, through which neither misery, ill health, or vice ever wafted, is inhabited. And yet, there is a family who, though warmly attached to the spot, from a peculiar generosity of spirit, may be persuaded to give you their house.
Yes! Where?
Mr. and Mrs. Webb live just there.
Oh, yes, the house has such a lovely situation. Oh, a circular paddock, a regular paling, Lombardy poplars in alternate rows, 4 white cows at equal distances from each other, a beautifully rounded gravel road, uncommonly striking. Hello? Are Mr. and Mrs. Webb at home?
My good sir, they are. Allow me to lead you to Mrs. Webb's dressing room.
Welcome, best of men! Welcome to this house and to everything it contains. William, tell your master of my present happiness and invite him to partake of it. Bring in some chocolate immediately. I'll spread a cloth in the dining parlor and send in the venison pasty and, bring in a basket of fruit. The gentlemen will want sandwiches, ices, a basin of soup. Oh, and do not forget jellies and cakes. Accept this, my good sir. Believe me, you are welcome to all that is in my power to bestow. I wish my purse were weightier, but Mr. Webb will make up my deficiency.
I am overpowered by your generosity.
Sir, my newest and best of friends. I do hope my wife has made you most welcome. Do accept this small token of our esteem. I'm afraid £100 is all I have on hand at the moment.
I scarcely know how to express myself.
I do hope it is to your liking.
Truly, you have exquisite taste.
And now, sir, do tell us anything that more we could do to contribute to your happiness and to express the deep affection that we bear you. Tell us what more you wish to receive and depend on our gratitude for the communication of your wishes.
Give me then your house and grounds. I wish nothing else.
It is yours!
From this moment, it is yours.
You are too kind. I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
William, do bring the carriage round and call Miss Webb to join us.
Best of men, we shall not long intrude upon your time.
Oh, make no apologies, madam. You are welcome to stay this half hour if you will like.
What admirable politeness.
It only makes our own conduct the more inexcusable for trespassing on your time.
Well put, Mrs. Webb, well put. Our dear friend, Mr. Gower, my love, he has been so good as to accept of this house, small as it is, and promised to keep it forever.
Give me leave to assure you, sir, that I'm highly sensible of your kindness in this respect, which, given the shortness of your acquaintance with my father and mother, makes it more than usually flattering.
You are too obliged, ma'am. I assure you that I like the house extremely. And if they would complete their generosity by giving me their eldest daughter hand in marriage with a handsome portion, I should want for nothing else.
We bend under a weight of obligation to you which we can never repay. Take our daughter, take our bride. And it must fall to her the difficult task of endeavoring to make some return to so much beneficence.
Her fortune is but £10,000, which is almost too small a sum to be offered.
Oh, pray think no more of it, sir. I am perfectly satisfied. Let us celebrate the nuptials tomorrow. How lovely, how delightful these past few months have been. Here I am, united to a very loving and deserving young woman with a handsome fortune, an elegant house settled in the village of Evelyn, by which means I am enabled to cultivate the acquaintance of Mrs. Willis. I was just saying, here we are, settled in the lovely village of Evelyn. I am perfectly happy.
My dear Frederic, pray take this charming rose.
Oh, Rose. Rose! This reminds me, oh, Mariah, oh, my poor sister, how have I neglected you?
Sister? You have a sister?
Well, the truth is, I am the only son of a very large family. Rose is the 13th daughter. Rose, her merits deserve the better fate than she met with. She is the darling of her relations. She has one of the finest heads of hair in the world. From the clearness of her skin and the brilliancy of her eyes, I am telling you, she is fully entitled to everyone's partial attention. A few months before I came to Evelyn, her heart was engaged by the charms and attentions of a young nobleman she befriended near our home in Carlisle. His high rank and expectations made the match highly desirable to our family. The young man made proposals, but his father objected and desired him to return immediately to the family seat in Sussex.
And did he return?
Well, he was obliged to comply. And the angry father then, learning from his conversation how determined he was to marry no other woman but Rose, sent him for a fortnight to the Isle of Wight under the care of the family chaplain, hoping to overcome his constancy by time and distance in a foreign country. They prepared to bid a long adieu to England. The young nobleman was not allowed to see Rose, so they set sail. But then a storm arose, which baffled the arts of the seamen. The vessel was wrecked on the shore of Calshot, and every soul on board perished.
Your poor sister!
Rose was affected by it beyond power of expression. Oh, it was to soften her suffering by obtaining a picture of her unfortunate lover that I undertook the journey into Sussex, where I hoped that my petition would not be rejected by the severe yet afflicted father. By the time I reached Evelyn, I was just a few miles from the castle, but the wonderful events which befell me here made me totally forget the journey, the object of my journey, and my poor unfortunate sister. This rose has brought every recollection of it to me, and now I bitterly repent my neglect. I must act immediately.
Return to your sister, Frederic. No, go to the castle first and obtain the portrait of her beloved.
I will write to my sister. At once. July 14th, Evelyn. My dearest sister, as it is now 4 months since I left Carlisle, during which period I have not once written to you, you will perhaps unjustly accuse me of neglect and forgetfulness. Alas, I blush when I own the truth of your accusation. Yet, if you are still alive, do not think too harshly of me, or suppose that I could for a moment forget about the situation of my rose. Believe me, I will forget you no longer, but will hasten as soon as possible to the castle if I find by your answer that you are still alive. Mariah joins me in every wish towards you. Yours sincerely, F. Gower.
I will see that your letter is sent at once.
A reply at last!
It has arrived as soon as the great distance from Carlisle admits of, but it is not from Rose.
Read it to me.
Carlisle, July 17th. Dear brother, my mother has taken the liberty of opening your letter to poor Rose, as she has been dead these 6 weeks. Your long absence and continued silence gave us all great uneasiness and hastened her to the grave. Your journey to the castle, therefore, may be spared. You do not tell us where you have been since the time of your quitting Carlisle, nor in any way account for your tedious absence, which gives us some surprise. We all unite in compliments to Mariah and beg to know who she is. Your affectionate sister, M. Gower.
Oh, Mariah, how can this be? My own conduct leading to my poor sister's death. Oh, my toe.
Your toe?
I think it's gout.
In Evelyn, illness is scarcely ever heard of.
Well, it is the violent shock to my feelings, Mariah.
Have no fear, dear Frederic, for I shine in the character of a nurse.
My dear, my dear, I think I must go to the castle.
Go to the castle? You still wish to obtain the portrait?
Well, I wish to know if his lordship has been softened by this terrible event. And if he would consent to this, engagement if the situation were different.
You are not well.
No. Believe me, your beautiful attentions have restored to me the use of my feet. Farewell, most amiable nurse.
In your absence, I can enjoy no comfort.
Oh, so there is the castle. I do not dislike the situation. A woody eminence commanding a beautiful prospect of the sea. Yet, it is greatly inferior to that of my own house. There is an irregularity in the fall of the ground. And that old timber is very ill-suited to the style of the castle. The building is so ancient, it should have a paddock like mine in Evelyn to enliven the structure. It is late in the evening, 9 o'clock, in summertime, and there is no light to guide me other than the almost full moon and the stars with their alarming twinkling. Oh, no, that gloomy castle seems to be frowning on me in the dark, blackened by the deep shade of walnuts and pines. I better close my eyes until I get there to avoid seeing vagabonds or ghosts.
Sir!
Is his lordship at home?
Yes, sir.
I will feel much safer once we are sitting in the drawing room. Believe me, although I may seem a little timid in the dark, and easily terrified when alone, I do not lack the more necessary and more noble courage to enter a large party of people of superior rank, whom I had never met before, and to take a seat amongst them with perfect indifference.
Mr. Gower, your lordship.
Mr. Gower, do come in. Your name is not unknown to me.
Your roses, brother. My poor
My lord, you must be surprised by receiving a visit from a man whom you could not possibly expect here. But my sister, my unfortunate sister, is the real cause of my daughter troubling you. That luckless girl is now no more. And though she can receive no satisfaction, no pleasure from the intelligence yet for the satisfaction of her family, I wish to know whether the death of this unhappy pair has moved you to the point of giving your consent to their marriage, which in happier circumstances you could not be persuaded to give, supposing they were both still alive.
Mr. Gower, this is a very odd question. It appears you suppose an impossibility. No one can more sincerely regret the death of my son than I always have. And it gives me great concern to know that Miss Gower's was hastened by his. Yet, to suppose them alive is destroying at once the possibility of a change in my sentiments concerning the affair.
My lord, I see that you are a most inflexible man, and that not even the death of your son make you wish his future life happy. I will not trouble you any longer, my lord. I plainly see that you are a very vile man. And now I have the pleasure pleasure of wishing your lordship a good night.
He is clearly mad.
William! 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 Oh, this is such a fine thing, arriving home and have to going through the parlor window because no one will answer the door. William, are you having tea in my wife's dressing room?
Oh, I'm afraid not, sir.
Afraid not? Are not those tea cakes?
Yes, sir. We are having tea.
Oh! So you are having tea in Mrs. Gower's dressing room?
We are having tea, sir. Although we are sad to say, not in Mrs. Gower's dressing room. She was so grieved by your departure that she died of a broken heart not 3 hours after you departed.
Well, now you have explained the mystery. We must have the funeral on Monday. You will find the order of the procession on my writing desk.
Welcome to the White Horse Inn, sir.
Amiable Mrs. Willis, I must give vent to my sorrow. My beloved Maria is no more.
Is there anything I can do that may relieve your griefs?
Oh, Mrs. Willis. Oh, this is more welcoming than the nectar of the gods. My dear Mrs. Willis, how could I forget the respect that I owe you? Tell me now, would you accept my hand and my heart?
Yes! Dearest Frederic, I will!
My dear Sarah! Let us get married tomorrow! My dear sir, dearest madam, it pains me to tell you that our beloved Maria is no more. She breathed her last. I see now how much you lament not your but my loss. But rest assured that I am perfectly happy. Possessed of my beloved Sarah, I could wish for nothing more.
Generous and best of men, we truly rejoice with you in your present welfare and happiness. And we are truly grateful for your unexampled generosity in condoling with us on the unlucky accident which has befallen our Maria.
Please accept this drop from our bank for £50, which we entreat you and the amiable Sarah to accept.
Well then, my dearest Sarah, nothing more remains but for us to retire to your new home and enjoy happiness, the just rewards of our virtues.